Welcome back. Well, let's focus on one pharma company, Aurobindo Pharma. For Q4, their revenue growth came in line with street estimates, while the US sales were above the expectations. I did catch up with Mr. S. Subramanian, who is the Chief Financial Officer at Aurobindo Pharma, to talk about their performance and began by asking about the company's growth guidance for FY26. Listen in.
Even with a high base of 31,700 crore, which you achieved in FY26, our objective is to grow high single digit because of the various factors which I will explain to you in detail. All right. The growth will be across all businesses with the capacities of over 60 billion doses. So this is one of the highest capacity we are having, and we will continue to grow all businesses because of the high capacity. If I go into straight away to US business, we have already had a very high base. So we will continue to go anywhere between mid to high single digit. That is what we are aiming for. And why we are saying that, if you really see our market share in prescription audit, if you see the last IQVIA data, we are holding a position of around 10.6% as per the March 25 data. Second, we are also commissioning the new plant, Dayton, Raleigh, etc. during the year. Possibility Dayton will be commissioned in the second quarter, which will also add to some more growth during the year. Plus, we are also doing the new product launches during the year, which will help us to grow the business. Right? If you go into UGA business, if you go into the Europe business, we are already achieved a growth of around 16% on currency basis. We have achieved it, and even though the market is there, which we will continue to grow, and we are very conservatively, we are putting it a high growth of around 8% to 9%, despite the market is growing around 5%. So this also will help us to grow the business. Then you go into the UGA business. If you go into the UGA business, as Yugandhar said, despite Revlimid not going to contribute the same quantum which has contributed last year, with the new product launches, etc., which he has explained, he will able to maintain, and which will help because the base is low. UGA business, if you compare to the overall company growth, it is $3.75 billion. UGA business is around only 500 million plus. So even though there is a drop in the Revlimid, but he will able to make it up in the other products, which will help us to grow the business. Okay. And we are also launching new product. Then you go into the growth markets. The growth markets, China is coming there, and we are also doing Indonesia, South Africa, Canada. These markets are relatively growing, and this also helps. And the last is the API supplies, Penji, 6-APA, etc., which even if I assume I'll do it fully, right, I will be able to grow the business. And this is what I'm sure we'll be able to grow by high single digit. That is what you're saying. If you're doing double digit, it's a bonus, or it's a bonus. That's the way we look at it. Plus, apart from all the other things, the tailwind is also there in terms of the rupee depreciation against euro, dollar, etc., which also will aid to the growth, which may take us to the double digit also.
Okay, all right. Now, just to narrow down a little bit on what the industry has also indicated, Sun Pharma also indicated high single-digit growth this quarter, but it was mainly due to global uncertainties also. How much of your guidance includes global uncertainties at this point?
So, if you really see, Ekta, as we have been seeing, if I see the prescription audit data in the last 3-4 years, we have been growing continuously every year by about 0.5 to 1%, and we have, we have been consolidating our positions in the generics because of the high capacity which we are doing. So we don't think global uncertainties will have an impact in the healthcare, at least in the generics business, which we are present, right? So I don't see a major issue in terms of we are achieving the growth because of the product profile which we are having. And apart from that, we are having around nearly 600 plus ANDA approvals, and we are active more than 400 products. So I don't think if you take the top 25 products, I am selling only, if I take the top 10 products, I am doing only around 20% of my sales. If I take the top 25 products, I am doing around 35% of my sale in US market alone, I'm talking, right? So with all these things, I think we will be able to grow growth. That's what our belief is.
Okay. So, but what are you expecting when it comes to tariffs from the Trump administration? You yourself in the call said that we could probably hear something in July.
Yeah. See, we do not want to speculate at this stage, right? We do not want to speculate at this stage. But having said that, even if there are two scenarios, there are no tariff and there is a tariff. If there is no tariff, there are no issue. It's a status quo. If there is a tariff, I think we will be able to pass it on to some extent, and then we are also commissioning our Dayton plant, which will able to mitigate the overall impact of it in our view.
Well, let's come to your margin guidance then. You've said that you're looking to maintain margins in FY26. FY25 was around 20-21%. What will aid these margins and any upside potential to it, considering that you did say that the rupee depreciation could be a tailwind and could probably even result in double-digit growth? Anything of that sort on the margins?
See, what we have done is last year and the last 2 years, we have consciously moved the product. I mean, we have increased the production in India for the US business, which has helped Europe business, which has helped to improve the European turnover as well as we are able to improve the margin. So we continue to do that, and we are also expanding the capacity relating to Europe. Also, we are expanding the capacity, which will help us to supply more material to Europe and also reduce the cost.
All right. Just break it up with, on a quarterly run rate basis for us when it comes to the US business. In Q4, it was around $470 million. And if you look at the past couple of quarters, it's ranged between, say, 420 to 450 and now 470, which was, I think, a multi-quarter high for you all. What do you think would be a base that you would probably generate in terms of US sales in FY26 on a quarterly basis?
Even Ekta, what is going to happen next year is we are going to have launches, both in oral as well as in injectables. Injectables, there are products which already Yugandhar was mentioning, right? We are also already launched some of the products already in the US market. These things will help us to grow. I mean, if you take 1,700, I mean, US business will be around 1,100 to 1,200. 5% is equal to around 60 million. 8% will be to 100 million. 60 to 100 million, I don't think it's a big challenge, which means you break it into quarter. If you break it into month-wise, it is 5 to 5 million type. So I don't see a big challenge, and team is very excited about taking the business forward.
Okay, FY27, you're expecting a bigger fillip in the US. What are the launches lined up?
FY27 as in UGA business will grow as explained by specialty business will grow as explained by the business CEO, as well as our own business oral also will grow, and we will easily grow the because the new product, the new plants are getting commissioned, new volumes are getting into the to the market, so which will help us to grow the business.
Okay, you're expecting UGA to normalize by Q1
And
FY26.
Ekta, if you really see every year, we have been launching around at least 40 products, correct? We have been mentioning every year we have been launching around 40 products, uh, and we have not faced any. The pricing was very stable or neutral in the last 2 years. Even assuming 40 products, you make 2 million per product, etc. Also, you will make around 60 to 80 million every year, which will aid the growth, right? With no price erosion, increasing the volume, and you do a minimum sales, ensure that we are launching these products will help us to achieve that growth which we have been contemplating.
Okay. You're expecting UGA to normalize by Q1 FY26. Is there any kind of inspection lined up? What is the status?
No, there is nothing lined up, and we will be, I mean, nothing has been lined up as on date. And it's going to be surprise, so we may not be knowing actually.
Okay, correct. Because that is also something that the Trump administration is probably going to be looking at, more surprise inspections. How does the company read that?
Fine. I mean, we should have a perpetual inspection. I mean, a plan. I mean, perpetual pre-audit every time, which we continue to do that.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to, quickly also get your view on the Pen G plant, which was impacted by a fire in April 2025. You've booked losses also due to the fire incident, and it's affected, there's been an operating loss as well. Just tell us, what is the status? When does it come back on stream?
So the fire accident, and we are setting the coal belt, everything ready. We are waiting for the approval from the Pollution Control Board. We are also commissioning some of the equipments which are required more to ramp it up fast, which is also being done. And we'll wait for the approval from the. And as on date, the prices are in such a manner, the prices are low, it is not going to impact it at all. In fact, we are benefiting because of the current prices, right? So it is not an issue really.
All right, so that's some insightful commentary coming in from the management of Aurobindo Pharma. Let's talk about 1.5% right now, outperforming the broader markets in general. With that, we'll step into a short break, and as we do that, good news for our viewers. It's India's business news leader, which is now just a click away. That's CNBC-TV18's all-new app, which gives you instant access to breaking news, in-depth articles, all the financial world updates at your fingertips. So what you got to do is download the app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, or you can just scan the QR code on your screen.